Hello all, I am Dr. Ashish Agrawal. In this video, I am going to discuss about the disorders of lipoprotein metabolism. It can be hyperlipoproteinemia, where the lipoproteins like chylomicron, VLDL, LDL, the level will be increased. Or it can be hypolipoproteinemia, where the lipoprotein level like HDL, LDL, their level will be reduced. You will find this PPT in the description. I will share the link, and you will also find this PPT in my website, that is www.livebiochemistry.com, where I have kept all the study materials including MCQ, question paper, everything. I have also started making the interactive video which you can find in my this website. Okay, so this will be very useful to you. If we further classify this hyperlipoproteinemia, it can be either primary hyperlipoproteinemia, where due to genetic defect in metabolism and transport of lipids, there is a primary hyperlipoproteinemia. Or it can be secondary hypolipoproteinemia, where it is due to the disease. Which are the disease? Like nephrotic syndrome, or Cushing disease, or even alcoholism lead to the hyperlipoproteinemia. So the classification is given by the WHO, that is Fredrickson classification for the hyperlipoproteinemia. It is divided into the type 1, type 2A, type 2B, type 3, type 4 and type 5. So in type 1 hyperlipoproteinemia, there is a high chylomicron. This is because of the defect in lipoprotein lipase. So here the lipoprotein lipase enzyme, that is very important for the metabolism of chylomicron and VLDL. Because of the deficiency of lipoprotein lipase, or so defect in ApoC2 will lead to the deficiency of lipoprotein lipase, or as such there will be lipoprotein lipase enzyme deficiency. It will lead to high chylomicron and high VLDL, and that is the cause of increase in triglyceride, right? While cholesterol level will be normal in case of type 1. Now coming to the type 2, it is divided into the type 2A and type 2B. In type 2A, mainly the LDL receptor is defective, and that is the cause of high LDL. While type 2B, which is also called as the familial combined hyperlipoproteinemia, there is a, because of the increased ApoB, there is a increased level of LDL and VLDL. In type 3, there is a defect in ApoE receptor. In type 4, there is a overproduction of triglyceride due to the ApoA5 apoprotein. While this ApoA5, it will facilitate chylomicron and VLDL to the lipoprotein lipase. So in deficiency of ApoA5, there is an increased level of triglyceride and cholesterol. In type 5 is because of the secondary. Where secondary means because of the nephrotic syndrome or Cushing syndrome or alcoholism, there is an increased level of VLDL and other lipoproteins. Then there are non-classified forms which can be hypo-alpha lipoproteinemia or hypo-beta lipoproteinemia. So hypolipoproteinemia is not defined in Fredrickson classification. Fredrickson classification is mainly for the hyperlipoproteinemia. So coming to the type 1 hyperlipoproteinemia, here there is a deficiency of lipoprotein lipase enzyme. So there is an increased chylomicron as well as increase in VLDL. And because of both the lipoprotein are increased, the triglyceride level is very high. And you can see the milky appearance of the plasma because of the type 1 hyperlipoproteinemia. Now coming to the type 2A hyperlipoproteinemia. So 2 is divided into the 2A and 2B. So 2A is the most common. It is also called as a familial hypercholesterolemia, where there is a defect in LDL receptor. So LDL level will be increased, and so cholesterol levels are elevated. In type 2B, The type 2A is called as a familial hypercholesterolemia. 2B is a familiar combined hyperlipoproteinemia. So here there is an excess of ApoB. So there is an increase in pre-beta and beta. So VLDL and LDL both are increased. So increase in cholesterol and increase in triglyceride both will be there. Now coming to the type 3 hyperlipoproteinemia, there is an abnormal ApoE which is called as a broad beta hyperlipoproteinemia, or it is also called as a dis beta lipoproteinemia. Okay, broad beta or dis beta lipoproteinemia, that is type 3. Okay, so familial combined is type 2B, while type 3 is broad beta hyperlipoproteinemia or dis beta lipoproteinemia, where there is an increase in cholesterol as increase in triglyceride because of the defect in ApoE. While type 4 hyperlipoproteinemia, there is an overproduction of VLDL because there is a defect in ApoA5. Okay, and that will facilitate chylomicron and VLDL to lipoprotein. So it will facilitate the association of chylomicron and VLDL to the lipoprotein lipase. And because of deficiency of ApoA5, there will be type 4 hyperlipoproteinemia where VLDL level and because of that triglyceride level will be very high. In last, there is a secondary to other things. It is because of the either nephrotic syndrome where there is a overproduction of VLDL, or Cushing syndrome. So exogenous or endogenous steroids will increase the VLDL, or alcoholism. So these are the many important causes of secondary hyperlipoproteinemia. So both cholesterol and triglyceride will be increased. So if there is an increased level of this lipoproteins, okay, increased level of chylomicron, VLDL or LDL, and that will lead to increased cholesterol and increased triglyceride. So it will lead to the accumulation of lipids inside the skin. You can see here, right? This region, okay, this region. This is called as the xanthoma. Okay, this is called as the xanthoma, accumulation of lipids inside the skin, and this is because of the hyperlipoproteinemia. Okay, you can identify this region, right? Again, this is eruptive xanthoma. Okay, eruptive xanthoma is typical of type 1 hyperlipoproteinemia. Okay, accumulation of this lipid inside the skin, that is called palmar xanthoma, in the palm, or it may be present in the tendon, that is called tendon xanthoma. Okay, you can see this is palmar xanthoma. Again, xanthoma, skin lesion, accumulation of lipids. Okay, so now coming to the decreased lipoprotein level. Okay, so that is called as the hypolipoproteinemia. It is mainly divided into the A beta lipoproteinemia or hypo beta and hypo alpha lipoproteinemia. So in A beta lipoproteinemia, there is a defect in synthesis of ApoB, while in case of Tangier disease, there is a defect in synthesis of ApoE. We will see in detail in a few minutes. So in case of A beta lipoproteinemia, microsomal transfer protein, okay, this MTP is defective, and this protein, what is the role of this protein in intestine? What is the role of this protein in intestine? It will transfer lipids to chylomicron, and in liver it transports lipids to VLDL, and because of the defect in microsomal transfer protein, so this chylomicron and VLDL, they devoid of the lipids. Okay, and here there is a defect in ApoB. Okay, and defect in ApoB, so decrease there is chylomicron, decrease VLDL, and so the LDL. Okay, and if these lipoproteins are reduced, then fat soluble vitamins will not be absorbed, lead to the mental and physical retardation. So this is typical of A beta lipoproteinemia, and it is called as a Bason Conweg syndrome. Okay, Bason Conweg syndrome. Now another clinical importance is of in hypolipoproteinemia is where there is a alpha lipoprotein deficiency, which is called as a Tangier disease. So in Tangier disease, there is a defect in ABC1 transport protein. We have learned in our HDL metabolism. In HDL metabolism, this ABC will transfer the cholesterol. ABC, this is ABC1 proteins that will transfer the cholesterol from peripheral tissue. Suppose this is peripheral tissue, okay, to the circulation. So cholesterol is efflux with the help of ABCA1, and in deficiency of this defect in ABC1 proteins, the cholesterol will not be incorporated into the HDL, or HDL is devoid of the cholesterol, and if there is no cholesterol in HDL, and that will lead to the early clearance. So HDL level and ApoA1 lipoprotein will be decreased, and it is a risk factor for coronary artery disease. Okay. And as because of the accumulation, so cholesterol will not be transported to the circulation and will not go to the liver, and it will lead to the accumulation of cholesterol. Okay, and that might be the cause of orange yellow tonsil. So this is asked in the competitive exam. Orange yellow tonsil. It is typical of Tangier disease, where there is a ABC1 transport is defective, and that will lead to the decreased HDL and decreased apoprotein A. Okay, mainly ApoA1. So you can see this decreased HDL, and this is called as a hypolipoproteinemia. Mainly it is called as a hypo-alpha lipoproteinemia. Right. Revise again. In type 1, there is a deficiency of lipoprotein lipase, and that will lead to the increased chylomicron and increased VLDL. It is an autosomal recessive. In type 2, there is a type 2A and 2B. In type 2A, there is a defect in LDL receptor, and it will lead to the increase in cholesterol level. While type 2B, there is a excessive production of ApoB, and it is an autosomal dominant condition, and it is called as a familial combined hypercholesterolemia. Type 3 is familial bis beta lipoproteinemia, also called as the broad beta lipoproteinemia. There is the abnormal ApoE, and that will lead to the increased cholesterol as well as increased triglyceride. While type 4, there is a defect in ApoA5, so there is a increase in VLDL and chylomicron, and so cholesterol triglyceride both are increased. Type 5 it is secondary to the other disease like nephrotic syndrome, Cushing syndrome, etc. Coming to the hypolipoproteinemia, we have seen there is a beta lipoproteinemia, where there is a microsomal transport protein is defect. So the lipids in intestine and liver, they are not incorporated into the chylomicron and VLDL, and it will lead to the decrease in VLDL, so decrease in LDL as well as decrease in chylomicrons. Okay, and as these lipids will be accumulated, so there is a red blood cell abnormality, that is acanthocytes are seen. There is malabsorption of fat and fatty infiltration of liver occurs. While alpha lipoproteinemia, where there is a orange yellow tonsil because of the ABC1 transport protein defect. Okay. You can see orange yellow tonsil is typical of Tangier disease. Right. There is a lecithin cholesterol acyl transferase enzyme is deficient. It will lead to the Norum disease, where there is a end stage renal disease and hemolytic anemia. And if there is a partial deficiency, it will partial deficiency of LCAT, it will lead to the fish eye disease, where there is opacification of the lens occur. It is also occurring in Norum disease, but end stage renal disease and hemolytic anemia is not seen in case of fish eye disease. So this is all about the hyper and hypolipoproteinemia. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you.